Okay, okay.
I only like women.
Okay, because you said you're gonna jerk her.
I'm actually very comfortable with my sexuality.
I see that.
Yeah.
Yay, let me suck your dick.
Are you a little gay? I feel like this
I
kind
do
of...
say I'm non-binary and gay. I still look at you in the eyes and say I'll suck your dick. If I wanted to, it could be nasty. Yes, I still look at you in the eyes and say I'll suck your dick.
Yeah, let maintenance come up here, Poppy, please. Thank you, Louis.
Everyone I've covered on this channel tends to have one primary character trait, and that trait is insufferable, uncontrollable narcissism. The belief that the world revolves around them. The belief that they are the most important person on the planet and they have a responsibility to lead others and to be a primary catalyst to that person's growth because they are so important. FouseyTube is kind of like the final boss of narcissism. Fousey built his career off making fake pranks.
And I'm like, I'm gonna be an actor. So I knew I needed to take it into my own hands, so I made a YouTube channel. Like, it was authentic, it was raw, it was real, it was talented. There was like class in it.
It was raw, it was real, it was full of class, it was the public rape experiment. The one thing the actors didn't want it to be was raw and real, but alas, Fousey had other ideas.
I always say this, I got canceled for fake pranks back when I got canceled as harder than some people get canceled for sexual assault these days. And I'm sitting there like, I staged the prank, which made you laugh, which made you comment and said, thank you for making my day. I was depressed and now I'm laughing.
Life is hard. I can't, life is rough for me. I don't want to live anymore.
I always felt like you were unfairly treated by the critics, you know.
I like how they don't bring up the public rape experiment. Weird how they don't bring that one up. They'll bring up the fake pranks, but they won't bring up the public rape experiment. A video where Fousey makes a rape victim explain their story of how they were raped at 13 by a family member, whilst simultaneously making a fake prank based on it. Oh, that's classy. That's classy. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe on that one. Or maybe you would prefer the homeless child experiment, a video where Fousey gets children to pretend to be homeless. My favorite part of this one is where he tells the kid to cry on camera, and then he has to look away from the camera because he's about to start laughing.
Just what happened to this world?
Wow. Then he has some actor break down and start crying about how the police kidnapped his dog because Fousey always has to include something to make himself look like a superhero.
And I feel I can give you $100 if that would help you out for tonight.
Oh my God, sir. Oh my God, bless you.
God bless you, sir.
I like how you know the video ends and Fousey's just like, can I get that back? Can I get that $100 back? It's in your pocket. I just saw you put it in your pocket. Can I get that back? Change the way you think. A video where Fousey stokes racial tensions in the US directly after a tragedy in which many black men were killed. And then he tries to dedicate the video to them with all the finesse of a sweaty octopus trying to unhook a bra. But I laugh at the Teddy Fresh models and suddenly I'm the racist. Now after he made these videos, people were calling him ugly,
I felt
worthless,
I felt
gay. What could he reasonably do to shield himself from this criticism but bring a kid with brain cancer onto the channel and discuss the recent drama with him?
I immediately felt so stupid. Here I am, thinking I'm big and mighty, fighting this big battle about YouTube drama, when there is a 12-year-old fighting a real battle. A battle to live.
Which vlog were you watching? The one from today?
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah? Is there too much drama right now? No? I felt like there was too much drama in it. Why am I dealing with this drama if you're over here so happy?
After this, he started to fall off, not because of drama, not because of fake pranks, not because of Keemstar, but because YouTube started fucking with this kind of content. He runs a self-help motivational show, but only 400 people show up. On top of this, Ricegum calls him irrelevant on stream. Fousey's ego is hurt, so he creates
Hate Dies, Love Arrives, July 15.
That what you put into my head made me want to kill myself!
He's insane. He's absolutely insane.
Sky 9 was over the scene of the Greek theater as bomb-sniffing dogs went through the aisles.
And that's why I'm a fucking leader and a champion, dog. Energy, got a lot of energy, got a lot of people trying to drive me into this energy. I did it! July 15th, Los Angeles, California! You're heating up your breakfast when I'm heating up my dinner. You burning in the summer while I'm bundled up in the winter.
Drake was gonna be there. Eminem was going to be there. They were going to suspend Biggie's corpse on string and have him perform Dead Wrong. The event rolls around. It's a complete disaster. Instead of Drake, we get Lil Pappy. Even though they claimed to have sold out all the tickets, only 1,000 people were there. Turns out, thousands of tickets had been bought and then not used. I wonder who did that one. None of the YouTubers who showed up had any idea what the event even was.
Let's get right into the news! Listen to my boy Rug.
And then someone calling a bomb threat. Despite the fact that Drake was in New York when this was happening, despite the fact that Fousey has never met or interacted with Drake in any way, despite the fact that Drake's team claimed they didn't even know the event existed, Fousey still claims to this day that Drake was coming to the event.
If we talk about July 15th on here, I'm gonna stand on my 10 toes and say Drake was gonna be there.
Because otherwise, he would have to admit that he built this entire event on bullshit. Fousey will only admit to things when he can put a positive spin on it. Fake pranks, well, it was only a prank. Fake social experiment, well, it was sending a positive message. But lying about Drake coming to your event to sell more tickets and make more money? Well, that's just a fucking scam, isn't it? And what about the bomb threat? Fousey had a few theories. It was someone in Sam Pepper's audience.
Do you have any idea about who made the threat or what was the threat?
I think I know, so I blame nobody but myself, but Sam Pepper. And he says, yo, Fousey, can I come to your event? Of course, brother, because we were beefing. Of course, brother, this event is called Hate Dies, Love Arrives. I'd love to have you. Sam Pepper's live streaming. Put two and two together. How
You think maybe it was one of his audience?
100%. I think so.
Or maybe the government got scared because he's like he's a what? What is he saying? He's Palestinian. What the fuck is he talking about?
Hierarchy, Illuminati person was like, we're not gonna let this event happen. He's Palestinian. I don't know. There could be so many conspiracies.
You believe that?
What's crazy is,
You believe that's possible?
oh yeah.
Why would there be someone that wouldn't want you to have the event?
It could just be, you know, a Palestinian Muslim has this much energy and control and eyes on him. Like, that's not good.
Surely there's other.
Bro, in this industry, if it wasn't for Rami and Mohammed recently, we have nobody.
Seems far-fetched to me.
I have a different theory. He did it. Fousey did it. It only benefits him. Now he can say, oh, Drake was gonna show up, but he couldn't because of the bomb threat. It wasn't safe. Perfect way to mask his lies. And on top of that, he is a Palestinian Muslim, which he never fails to mention. I'm not accusing him of anything here. But it's not impossible that July 15th was a failed jihad. That's the beauty of Islam, though. No matter how bad you are, there's always a path back to redemption, just as long as you're willing to kill enough white people. Recently, Fousey started doing 24-hour live streams that mostly involve screaming, crying, assaulting teenagers, crying, being a public menace, crying, a lot of fucking crying. He goes onto the H3 podcast and gains a shit ton more viewers, which pushes him to break up his friendship with Keemstar using an excuse that Ethan Klein literally gave him a week earlier.
Isn't it crazy that out of all people who I would become BFFs with and business partners, it would be Keem?
It is. I always felt like that relationship was almost like I don't know that you were even consciously aware of it, but I felt almost like it was a just please, bro. I'd rather be friends than enemies. Just leave me the fuck alone.
The only reason people are friends with you is because they know you can cancel them. You don't give a fuck about anybody but yourself.
So our friendship was a fake friendship? You were just friends with me because you were afraid of me?
I was scared as shit of you, dog. You made me want to kill myself.
So you're a fraud. You're a fake friend and a fraud.
He then starts sucking as much clout of Ethan Klein as possible.
You're a piece of shit. That's why H3 owns you, and that's why I'm family with them now.
Whilst the H3 audience and crew hail him as such an honest, nice, wholesome guy. This was such a wholesome interaction. He seemed so happy to be there. This might be my favorite guest you've had on. I went in with a preconceived notion about who he was, but this changed my mind completely. He was so honest about all his struggles, seemed so genuinely excited to have someone to open up with, and also be around people who are nice to him. It's clear he's trying to start over and create a happy environment for himself and his audience. I was so proud of him when he said that he went to rehab and, and has been taking his sober journey seriously. He's a good guy deep down. I hope he and AB can work out together or something. I think that could become a great friendship. This dude is sitting there going over some of his biggest regrets and mistakes of his life with such honesty and humility. The amount of self-work it must take to get to that place is so impressive. Honestly inspired by the humbleness and humility of this man, especially knowing how he has struggled with his ego, as we all have, and I have definitely a particular struggle myself. What? Fousey is turning himself into a real role model for the lost boys of the current rising generation. I have my master's degree in psychology, and listening to Fousey talk about his mental health treatments, etc. was so refreshing. He was so well spoken and educated. I am honestly very impressed with where he's at in life. Where do you get your degree from? Fucking Professor Xavier's school for the fucking mentally retarded? Seeing you both talk about your mental health meds is wonderful. A week after this, he takes advantage of a drunk sex slave. I shall now activate maximum smugness. All for nothing at all. All for nothing at all. He goes to an airport, finds a drunk girl, she tells him she's a sex slave. His eyes, they instantly light up.
Sold in the sex trade? I actually care about this shit because I'm like an advocate for like against sex trading and all that shit.
Big advocate, yet he can't even remember the fucking word. He's just so aroused. You were sold into sex slavery? That's my exact type in women. Heart goes out to you, I empathize with you. But $300, bro, I just need some ass.
My audience might not understand, but I've been there. I used to be a sex addict, so I used prostitutes for years. I used massage parlors for years, so I understand.
He's like, I've raped shit tons of sex slaves. He's like, I fucked like 100 exact copies of you.
It's not, my body's not yours, so.
Hey, Jamal, thank you for the subscription.
I feel like Jamal.
Can I have a Discord, right? With like 8,000 members. Can I send them a picture of me and you kissing?
Look at the tactics here. This guy is well versed in sex slavery. Look how he effortlessly tests out the goods. He needs to see what those lips can do before he spends $300. He says he can get full penetrative sex for $120 and a BJ for $40.
And to the girl at the place I was going was $120. But I had so much money at the time. What the fuck is that?
$120 to have sex or get a handy?
Have sex.
So $300, that's like a blowjob and 2 whole sexes.
He took advantage of you, he manipulated you. How long were you stuck under his spell?
What's his contact information? Can you get him to DM me on Twitter? Not for anything illegal, just so I can like... I just need to.
I'm gonna send you some money right now. What's your cash app? Look, I just sent you a little...
Do I need to give you?
You don't have to do anything to me. I just joined the Mile High Club. And I know it doesn't count as the Mile High Club because I was in the airport, but I still joined it.
Yeah, it was just in the airport. God knows a boss ain't letting her leave the country. He's a fucking dickhead, by the way. What does he just makes us sit in the airport and watch the planes fly home? Look, Sarah, all those women going back home to their families couldn't be fucking you. If you've watched the Big Bungie channel before, then you know that my favorite excuse ever is...
I'm lying, by the way. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a huge joke. You got pranked. You got pranked by FouseyTube. You got pranked by FouseyTube.
Oh, it was just a joke, man. Someone hacked my phone. Someone hacked my phone and they photoshopped her in. Check the footage, man. She wasn't even there. She was a mirage.
You told me you did. You did. Tell me that. I know that for a fact. You can swear to God, and I can swear to God too.
Do you believe in God? Do you believe in God, Keem? Do you believe in God?
God. I believe in something, but I'm not religious.
Exactly. I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he's my only judge. You don't even believe in God. We are not even on the same level, dog.
I love this philosophical debate they're having. Fousey, you swearing to God means nothing either. You already swore to God that you did do it.
I swear to God. I swear on everything I love. I swear on everything I love. I'm just showing them my club.
You better hope your God ain't real, else your family's fucked.
And in your video, you said I called you to say I fucked the woman in the bathroom. On my
did.
mom's goddamn life, I didn't fuck this woman. I swear to God, on my fucking grandpa and my dead dog. Because what you're doing right now, you're trying to make it seem like I'm having a manic episode. I'll contact you when I'm done with this manic episode.
I'm so respectful to these women. Guess what I asked her? So mine comes from an intimacy disorder. Guess what I asked her while she's giving me a handy?
While she's giving you the handy?
Guess what I asked her?
I have no idea, bro.
Can you stop and give me a hug?
No, no.
Swear to God. So I asked this woman for a hug. You know what she said? You're so cute. And she gave me a hug. I treat these women with nothing but respect. Usually guys are in there drunk. Do this, do that. Take off your clothes. I don't do none of that.
Well, how do you know that?
Huh?
They tell you? How do you know
Yeah,
that?
I talk to these women. Because I come so fast, I have time to talk to them.
Respect.
Yeah, usually they go like, yo, they saved the last 30 minutes. I go, I just need the last like 5 minutes.
What a gentleman, eh? What a gentleman. If you were enslaved by sex traffickers and gonna pick who rapes you, I'm your guy. I'm your best friend here. He treats them with such respect. He hears out their whole story of abuse and trauma, how they were drugged at a bar and stolen from their family, and they've been trapped in this cellar for 4 months, being fucked every day by strangers. And then after hearing that, he still chooses to fuck them at the end of it. He's such a fucking idiot. They're fucking sex slaves, Fousey. Just chained to a fucking wall. She's chained to a fucking wall, Fousey. Imagine being a fucking sex slave. You're locked in a building and FouseyTube just comes in, spends 30 minutes giving you some fucking shit motivational speech, and then just rapes the fuck out of you.
Yes. I open and she goes, you want? I'm like, yes. The second she put oil on me and touched me, I came. She started laughing at me. So I left. Now I feel even worse than before. And that cost 10 years of massage parlors.
I like how he plays the victim on the sex work shit. Oh my god, that sex slave that was stolen from her family, she laughed at me. I don't appreciate when the sex slave I'm fucking isn't giving me my respect. He always does this. He plays the victim in every scenario. He goes to a restaurant on stream, gets a bomb threat called in the establishment, and then he just starts berating the staff that tell him to leave because of the bomb threat.
If I leave right now, trust me, they're gonna fuck with you guys all day and they're gonna put negative Yelp reviews if you don't let me eat. I promise you that. I'm not threatening you, I'm just telling you. We might have to leave right away. That bitch of a guy is trying to kick us out.
Which one?
One of them, the bald-headed dude. The square-looking dude.
Oh, because there's a lot of people calling.
Yeah.
Pussy. You're worried about the ICBM aimed at your house? Fucking bitch. I am paying for this food.
I don't want the food, by the way, and I'm not paying for it. It just came out. No. Fuck this restaurant. I don't want the food. The burrito had just come out, too. I was excited to eat it at this shitty restaurant, too.
The bananas looked unbelievable. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? They did, and the fruit.
I haven't eaten since 2
Fuck Arizona and fuck this restaurant.
Kicking me out because of a terrorist threat? Pussy. You pussy. I like how he starts bragging to the waitress in the middle of this.
Somebody called in a bomb threat in 2018 and made me lose millions of dollars. They're doing this to fuck with me, not you guys.
I lost $50 billion to a bomb threat. I called it on myself. Did you know that I'm important?
Right now, imagine there was 0.4 seconds left on the clock in the NBA Finals. Your team was down by 2. Your coach looked at you and said, the ball is coming to you. What are you doing in that moment? Tripping on your shoelaces and letting all these people down, or making the shot because it's a parade in your city and you cook in a high-pressure situation?
You shooting that 3-dog or what?
Are you gonna hit the smackdown fucking 4-point center court shot like a G7 hero? Or are you not gonna do that? Brian is like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this lunatic talking about? Fousey starts this motivational talk by comparing Brian to a date rapist.
No, he looked like you. He looked like you. He's one of those creepers who put shit in girls' drinks.
Fousey would know, to be fair, he has a comprehensive knowledge on that subject. Don't take advice from this guy, Brian. He can't get a girl unless she's paid or pinned down. If he ever has sex with a girl, he needs 4 guys in the room to hold her arms and legs. Don't let him intimidate you, Brian. You're not a child or a woman. He won't attack you.
How long have you been with your boyfriend? It's not good? Does he fuck you right? Honestly, that matters. Does he fuck you right?
How are you going to do this and then give advice to Brian here? What does Dick do? What does Dick do? He's very concerned with the cock on this woman's boyfriend. He's not beating the gay allegations. I love how Fousey actually thinks he's being inspiring when in actuality, Brian isn't sure he's gonna make it home tonight. Even Sneeko is getting scared in this guy's presence. If you're around Fousey, you're always in danger. This guy was screaming at his own secretary because she didn't say I love you to him down the phone. This guy started punching himself in the face because his burrito was 2 minutes late. This man dropped his phone and then proceeded to throw a cup down the street and chase a car down the motorway. This man needs to be put down like a dog. What this all makes me realize is that Keemstar is a shit businessman. I'd sooner start a business with Epstein's corpse over Fousey. If you're looking for fun suicide methods to engage in with the family and friends, take a shot every time Fousey says a wallahi on stream.
Yeah, wallahi, I'll cry. Just one more. Wallahi, I'll cry. Wallahi, I'll cry. Wallahi, 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 wallahi.
You can tell he went on Google and looked up a list of common Muslim phrases so he can give credence to his grift. He's a fake Muslim if you didn't know. His own family disowned him because he's such a shit Muslim.
Yeah, my family's about to cut me off. I just got a text from my entire family.
Being a Muslim is in fashion right now. Every YouTuber is pretending to be a Muslim. When paganism comes back into fashion, that's my time to shine. Doing druid rituals, worshipping crows and shit.
I don't give a fuck what y'all say. This is my company, I'm the boss, and I get no respect. So the fact that I'm fucking demanding my respect now, I'm gonna demand it.
This is one of my favorite clips where Fousey crawls around on the floor like a pig whilst begging for the respect of the public. He started getting doxxed and harassed by some guy on Kick, so Fousey threatens him, and then he calls the police and gets himself arrested. Fousey's main problem is and will always be his ego. What he does is he invents problems for himself like alcoholism and sex addiction, and he then cures these fake problems, and through this lends more credence to him being a messianic figure. Because realistically, if you get over your alcoholism, you must be a Christ-like figure. That's what he does. He rolls all his smaller fake problems into his ego, which grows his ego bigger and bigger, to the point where he now thinks he's basically a demigod or a new Jesus. And then the views and respect he has lends credence to these delusions in his mind. We're talking about a guy that assumes that because two 20-somethings want to hang out with him, that means they want him to be their mentor.
They're like 24, 25, so I see them as like, they see me as like a mentor.
Nobody would want a chimp as a mentor, Fousey. Every video I've seen on this guy, they say the same thing.
Turn his fucking stream off. Take his phone away. Take his camera away. He needs to be disconnected from the internet, and he actually needs legitimate professional help.
But more than anything, I think this guy definitely needs help.
I don't understand why YouTubers are going to make a whole video calling a guy a piece of shit, and then at the end go, well, even though I think he's a terrible person and a borderline sex offender, I hope he gets the help he needs. Look, I don't claim to know much about mental health, but he's been in and out of therapy for 10 years, and it hasn't helped him. So maybe his best course of action is to, but only if he likes, kill himself. Look, don't knock it till you try it. How can you claim that it's not a valid solution until you've at the very least attempted to commit suicide? Some of you may have heard my diatribe there and gasped in shock. Some of you may have started to scream and cry. Let me tell you something, because I'm the only one brave enough to say it, and I want people to know that I'm brave. I am brave. Fousey is not going to kill himself. He has never tried to kill himself. He has never even considered suicide. He's way too much of a narcissist to commit suicide, and he's probably also lying about his depression.
My life is in danger and you arrest a Palestinian Muslim who's viral? Are y'all dumb or are you stupid? Do you like your job?
Does this man seem depressed to you?
When I was suicidal in a video game this year, and I was going to drive to the bridge and jump off, guess what? You were part of that reason.
Oh yeah, I remember this. You're gonna throw yourself off a bridge, and then a paid actor shows up and convinces you not to. It's time now for Bungie's theory. This entire Manic episode, like every single thing that's happened post-airport, it's all fake. It's all fake. Think about it. It doesn't even make any sense. What's causing it? He says that the last one was drug-induced.
As God's positioning system. Me being manic and hearing the word God, I said, oh my God, Allahu Akbar, God listened to me.
Mm-hmm. And so were you in a manic state at that time? Yeah.
Yeah, induced by Adderall.
And he doesn't have bipolar disorder.
2021, after the Reality High incident where I got knocked out by Bryce Hall, I get sent to a rehab in Caron, Pennsylvania, and they do a 30-day intense eval with many therapists, daily, everything. And at the end, they gave me my diagnosis, and they said, Yusuf, you have no signs of bipolar. You're severely depressed. You suffer from depression, but no signs of bipolar.
So what the fuck? He fucks that woman, right? He comes back giddy. He thinks his chat is gonna love it, but then they don't, and they call him a sex predator. As soon as he starts getting that criticism, he claims he's having a manic episode and starts acting crazy.
I'll contact you when I'm done with this manic episode.
Literally every single clip of him being crazy comes after this first controversy. The guy's a trained actor, a pathological liar. He's faked everything his entire career, and he knows what it looks like when he has a manic episode. And to those of you doubting because he lost the $15 million kick deal, firstly, he was lying about the money he was getting. Secondly, money isn't as important to Fousey as image is. The guy paid a team of people thousands of dollars a month to remove negative comments from his YouTube videos. $15 million is a small price to pay to essentially get away with a sex crime. Not only in terms of legality, but also in the court of public opinion. Because you see, it doesn't matter what he does now, because everyone's gonna write it off once he stops pretending to be manic. For some reason, if you claim to be depressed, people just let you off because people are stupid. This guy brought a kid with cancer onto his channel to use as a shield against criticism. Do you really think he's above faking mental health disorders? You gotta remember what Colossal is Crazy said in his videos.
But throughout his entire career, whenever he's tried to negate criticism, the actions he's taken have been far worse than the reasons he received criticism in the first place.
There's no secret ingredient here. That's just him. That's just Fousey. There's no bipolar that makes him this way. There's no depression that makes him this way. There's nothing that makes him this way. That's just how he is. His ego is massive and it grows relative to his fame, but it also becomes fragile. After all, maintaining the belief that you are a figure of worship is gotta be pretty hard. So anytime his ego is even touched, he responds violently. In conclusion, Fousey asks the question of how much does it take for a man to think he's God? And as it turns out, it takes 6 million subscribers, 10,000 live Twitch viewers, $15 million, and a fuck ton of coke. Have you ever wanted to pay a stranger on the internet money? Well, now you can with the Big Bungie Patreon. There's one tier, I receive $1, and you receive a sense of pride, albeit nothing of any tangible worth. Also, you can check out the Kick channel. I have a Kick now. All my videos get uploaded to Kick. They're the exact same videos, but maybe they will be the real videos in, say, a few weeks. Thirdly, shout out to Sarah on YouTube, or at Sarah Effect. They were someone who was going through all of Fousey's streams and like documenting all of his crazy moments. I reached out to them for research. Admittedly, all of their videos have now been struck down. So the shout out is sort of fucking pointless, but it is what it is. Subscribe to the Patreon though.